Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your love and finance tarot guidance for the month of December 2016. First of all, I just have to say, oh my goodness, can you believe where has 2016 gone? This is crazy. It's been a very interesting year, and for many, for the most part, it's been like a seesaw kind of a year, very frustrating to say the least. And it's only been in recent weeks where we've seen that stop. And now things have gone into forward motion. Let's hope. So let's talk about what's going on in December, shall we? I've got quite a few things written down here for this month. We'll see which ones I think are worth talking about. On the 1st, Mercury enters shadow. Oh, this is almost the biggie here for me. And, I'll tell you why. I mean, we're in the holiday season, and it just fouls everybody up when it comes with, making plans and shopping and everything that's going on. And it's the same things all of the time. You get busy with holiday shopping. Have you stopped to think about whether or not you've taken your car for service? I don't care which hemisphere you're in. The weather's changing at this time of year. All right, we're coming up to, a change of seasons. And it's either going to be really, really cold, really, really hot. Take care of your car. Make that your present to yourself for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, okay? Because it just seems important to me. No forethought on that. It's just there. Now, on the 2nd, Mercury will enter Capricorn. Think back. This is how we started the year, my friends. Oh, my goodness. With Mercury in Capricorn. And that was where it retrograded. Well, that's where it is going to retrograde again. On the 7th, Venus will enter Aquarius. And on the 13th, we have a full moon in Gemini. I don't know why that something feels weird about that to me. We'll have to see what starts coming up. It just, when I see Gemini, just something is like, it's a little nagging in the back of my brain. And I don't know yet what it is I want to talk about with that full moon. But we have time before we get to that to see what's going on. On the 19th, Mars will enter Pisces. I'm not so sure how it's going to like it there, but we'll see what's going on. It's not its best placement. On the 19th, here we are, almost in time for Christmas. Mercury goes retrograde. Not to, go direct for a good 3.5 weeks. On the 21st, there has to be an error in what I have written down, but yet, I actually looked these up at 2 different times. The sun enters Capricorn, and the winter solstice is at 5:44 a.m. That's winter/summer, by the way. All right. To me, you know how I feel about seasons changing. It's always a turning point. There's always something going on. And for me, December 21st has always been, I want to call it my favorite day of the year, but it's more in a hopeful, optimistic way. Because here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the shortest day of the year, for daylight. And I always know that after the 21st, the daylight will begin increasing. And like every minute that gets added on every morning and every evening, I just love that. Absolutely love it. On the 24th, just in time for Christmas Eve. Matter of fact, I have it down at 7:21 p.m., but it doesn't mean that it's like right at that moment that something's going to happen. Saturn trines Uranus. And I'm like, I don't even want to touch that because I don't know what that means. Uranus is still retrograde. It's not that I don't know what it means. I'm just saying, I don't want to talk about it right now. Okay? That may sound a little crazy for me to say that, but the timing is a little crazy. Alrighty. We have a new moon on the 29th in Capricorn. And also on the 29th, Uranus will go direct. So, then, that is our month, without some of the other little things that I have written down that are going on. So 2016 will be ending with Mercury once again for the 4th time this year retrograde in an earth sign. So let's see what the cards have to say, because, you know, I'm looking at this and there's just this sense of something, and it can be pretty much anything that you've been wanting to overcome. You know, I don't know if it's been holding you back. It almost feels like it's been consuming you in some sense of the word. This is an area of life where you're finally, you know, having success and taking charge again. This is good. Whatever it is, you know, it's like moving away from not just the past, not the past 5-year thing, but yeah, because we've left that cycle. But it's also, I think, even any recent stuff that's just been, anyone that's spoken to me privately knows that everything I own died. Everything I own needed to be repaired. Everything I own needed to be replaced. My blog went crazy. So there's all this. I'm hoping that that's what it's about. Like, finally just able to flow forward without so many issues, because I got slammed sideways with all this stuff, let me tell you. So that's what I'm thinking, is that everybody has had something, you know, that could have cropped up in recent months, which is like, oh, why do I have to deal with this? That kind of thing. So there's success here, and you're getting back in control. Wonderful. There is a great deal more clarity coming towards your future. Not just towards your future itself, but your ability to make decisions. Because let's face it, so many of you out there are just plain tired after all the things you've been through. You know, but you're picking yourself back up. You've been standing up and working on moving along. But now it's time to look ahead. And, you know, what happens when you look ahead? Well, me, I have always been a big planner. And I like to be a good 6 months ahead of myself with everything. So, you know, it's just that. It's like when you start looking toward the future, what do you want to accomplish? You know, it's really time to think about it. Does it always turn out the way you planned? No, not usually. And normally you need, you know, some backup plans. But it's there. It's that, you know, it can't go way far off if you maintain a level of organization. And, you know, that's the thing to remember. It's like the Mercury about to retrograde. It will be retrograde this month. So all these things, you know, you might be saying, okay, I can think about them. I can work on them. Perhaps you started them before the retrograde. All that fun stuff, you know. But there's definitely that change that's coming, and you're aware of it now. So you know that these decisions are regarding your life. There's, you know, I like this. There's more emotional balance coming in. I think some things are starting to level out, whereas before emotions weren't balanced because there was confusion. Now the balance is coming in. This is good. Now, I had that odd feeling when I was talking about the full moon in Gemini. All right. So at that time, like right before the full moon, there is some, I want to say, some real divine intervention coming in. It's sort of eye-opening. But keep in mind, it's the kind of thing that happens in phases. So, and you know, just like the moon has phases. So you're seeing things are progressing in a certain direction. And the universe is offering an opportunity for a big change. It can be anything, absolutely anything. But I really think that it would like to bring in some form of emotional fulfillment. I also want to say better relationships between some people, because we've had an awful lot of relationship energy around anyway. I think how your goals play out is, a lot of it is relevant as to how you perceive things. You know, are you an optimist? Are you a pessimist? How do you feel? Are you one of those, you know, the cup is half full or half empty people? I always say the cup can always be refilled. You know, there's no need for the cup to be empty. And, you know, just go grab that sucker and fill it back up. So that's the thing. There's definite progress being made here with some form of goals around the full moon. So I like I said, I know as we see things coming up for it, we'll be talking about it more. But it's an interesting moment. I just like there's this little something back there in the back of my head that says this full moon has a different kind of a significance. Is it the biggest, most powerful full moon of the year? No. I mean, full moon? No. But there's something about it. Something's going on. Now, like I was saying before, so many of you with, when it comes to your priorities, and they've changed, first of all, okay? And there's an awful lot of multitasking going on, just getting things together. It feels like you're handling more things, not more in the sense of like old and new, but just more where you're trying to figure them out. And occasionally it can show itself up as a little bit of a struggle, but I think that you're starting to find, I want to say like the universe is cooperating, that type of thing. But now what I'm seeing here is like plans being carried out in stealth mode. In other words, if you're thinking that there's some sort of conflict going on here, whatever, because I'm seeing some kind of conflict, that needs a change, but there's a plan around it. Now, can't always put actual scenarios with things, but the thing of it is that not every conflict needs an in-your-face approach. Sometimes it's important to take a backdoor approach, get the job done, to bring in happiness, to be honest with you, is what it's all about. And this will put a matter to rest. I like it, all right? Because what it does is it opens up that road. It starts to give you choices again. It's been a long, long time getting to this point, whatever this is. This is interesting because, for everybody out there, this is a different story, but kind of the same theme. Now, for some reason, whether it's you or it's someone in your midst, I feel like there's someone who's going to be going through, and this is so prevalent, just because of the holidays, like this extreme mental anguish, all right? And a lot of it is not applying wisdom and intellect and allowing worry to take over, that worry wart who's always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's not. Okay? It really isn't. It's just that I think it's more fear-based than anything. And, it's hard for anyone to believe that they've closed out that difficult chapter. You know what I'm saying? So that fear is going to stick around for a while. There's always going to be that nagging in the back of someone's mind saying, oh my God, is it going to happen to me again? No, maybe other things will happen, but not what you went through. You learned a lot. What's trying to come into your life now is more abundance. Okay? It's an actual rebirth that's been taking place over and above all of those hard times. Your faith, your hope. It's like a renewal of purpose is the best way I can put it. And you're taking like what's yours now and saying, okay, and I'm just going to hold on to this. The rest of it, whatever. So many things I see here. Okay, as far as, your responsibilities, they've changed and you're handling them well. Your beliefs have also changed, all right? But are you following a traditional path? I don't mean religion-wise or anything. And just like, what are you doing? Is your current actions, are they more orthodox or unorthodox in how you go about getting the job done? Because I see you here getting it done at all costs. And it's going to happen because there isn't anybody else really helping. What I also see here is, that grieving over what was lost, You know, those last 5 years, that's all like done. That's all water under the bridge. But what there's left is there to be nurtured and blossom. And I want to say, like by July, okay, you keep working at, you take the positive that remains and you keep working with it. And it's like, how can I put it? I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. I know there are certain plants where you can just have a piece of a plant. And I'll get 100 messages about this telling me which plants. But you can take a sliver off of something and you can grow something new and get a whole new fabulous plant out of it. That's what your life is like, okay? You're taking, those good slivers that were still left and you're regrowing. You're rebuilding. You're making something more beautiful than what you had before. I think this is awesome. Now, that road that took forever to get to, that patience that I've always referred to, and there's many things about which you've had to be patient, okay? Keep that in mind. But this is like with your hopes and your dreams. And you're kind of wondering, because when the road opens up, it's like, which way do I go? Because where is it going to lead me? All right? Am I going to get everything that's on my wish list if I go this way? Or am I going to get everything that's on my wish list if I go that way? Chances are there's different ones on each road. So that is hard to say. But it's, your patience has helped you make it this far. This month is a very interesting month in that finally there is some form of balance being achieved. Okay? For some of you, it's in the financial realm. For others, it's just, balance in life. Because like I said, back in the beginning, you're taking back control of a certain area of your life. That in and of itself brings in a great deal of fairness for you. But this is good because it shows that your mood lightens in a sense that you're feeling more, I want to use the word charitable, but I'm not saying charitable like Scrooge where you're running around, all of a sudden being a do-gooder. Not that kind of a thing. Just where you feel good. You feel better about things because things are more balanced. So I think just the overall mood lightens. It's that type of thing. Now, should a challenge arise before the solstice, I don't think it's an issue. All right? It looks to me like it's the type of thing that you can handle. And you remain grounded. That's important. So you can just rise to the challenge and take a proper approach. It's not showing what it is. It could be anything. And it might not be such a big deal. But, as we know, we've got Mercury going retrograde and all that fun stuff. So it's probably right in there with that when Mercury retrogrades on the 19th. There's a great deal of movement this month, okay? A great deal of movement. And I think it needs your attention where as information is coming to you, you need to keep it straight, whatever that means, all right? For some reason, that's very important. Don't let any of your information get away, because whether it refers back to the challenge or not, there's some area where you're not sure how to react to information that's being received, okay? And part of this is in an emotional realm as well. If you're paying really close attention, you will see just how much synchronicity there is in the universe. Now, Christmas, Hanukkah, any other holiday that you have going on, all right? There's that having a good time and leaving any stresses behind, all right? As you work towards your changes. It's like there's that taking a break thing going on during the month as well, but, there's still work to be done. It's showing here that, you still have to take care of things, but there is a break as we come to the end of the year. I can't wait to do next month, by the way. see what's going on. And, you know, for everyone out there, there is some form of a wish that's coming true. But here again, you know, I've been talking about that something that happens and the timing just doesn't seem right. It's like it just leaves you in suspense. Like, how's it going to turn out? And that is where we are ending. That's not fair. That's not fair. But we have plenty more things to record and do. There'll be all the zodiac and all the other for Patreon this month, and full moons and new moons. There's a lot to discuss. So I want to thank you for listening, my friends. And I'll see you here again next year for January Love and Finance. Take care.